everyone, it's Clarice, and today I'm going to talk about the books that I'm currently reading as well as the books that I plan to read over the next couple of weeks. So national elections happened last week in the Philippines, and it was actually my first time voting. Because of that, I'm marked and the ink just doesn't want to come off. But basically, because national elections just happened, I'm feeling extra patriotic right now and have decided that for the next couple of weeks, I'm only going to read books written by Filipino authors. With one exception, though I will get to that later. So currently, I am reading Poon by F. Jose, which is the first book in the Restless Saga. And before I get started, all of the books that I'm going to mention today are actually written in English, just in case you were wondering. I don't know too much about this book or the series, admittedly, but from what I know, the Restless Saga is set during the time of Spanish colonization and American colonization, which is a time that I would like to read more about. I would always love to learn more about my own country's history and culture and that sort of thing. This is actually a series of books that lots of people that I know have read from. So it's ridiculous that I haven't read anything from it yet. I personally have not gotten the opportunity to read any of these books in school, and I've heard really good things, and they're not that long. So I'm definitely looking forward to continuing reading this book and maybe eventually even getting around to reading the rest of the books in the series. I'm also planning to read volumes 5 and 6 of Tressa by Budget Tan and Cajo Baldissimo. I've mentioned this series in my channel a couple of times before, but if you don't know, this is a dark fantasy comic book series set in the Philippines, and it follows this detective called Alexandra Tressa, who is not a normal detective. She doesn't deal with regular cases, but instead deals with cases that are more supernatural in nature. The series brings in creatures from Philippine folklore and mythology and puts them in a more modern setting, and it's really interesting, and I've really enjoyed what I've read so far. And lastly, from the books I already own that I want to read, I also hope to read soon Smaller and Smaller Circles by F.H. Batacan. This is a book that I've actually heard about on BookTube from other people that are not Filipinos. But this is a book that is about a couple of Jesuit priests that solve a murder. I don't know more than that, but I don't think I need to know more than that to be interested to read this book. And I've just heard great things about it. And I've also liked the mystery elements I've read from other books, so I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. And the only book that I'm planning to read in the near future that is not written by a Filipino author is The Ghost Brigades by John Scalzi, which is the sequel to Old Man's War. I'm excited to read this because I read Old Man's War recently and loved it, but also because I'm actually buddy reading this book with Katie from Katie Loves to Read, who is my good friend here on BookTube. Especially because this is actually going to be my first buddy read ever with a friend from BookTube. So I'm really excited to read this for multiple reasons. Now that you have an idea of what I'm going to be reading, what are you currently reading? I'd love to hear about it in the comment section down below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!